The sun did not set over the kingdom of Ethelgard. It simply surrendered. As the last bruised purple streaks of light bled from the sky, the air grew unnaturally still. In the village of Oakhaven, people didn't fear the dark because of thieves or wolves. They feared the thinning of the veil. Alara stood at the edge of the great fissure, a jagged tear in the earth that the elders claimed was a wound dealt by the first god during the War of Silence. Below, the abyss didn't just look dark. It looked heavy, like a physical weight pressing against the world of the living. She was a weaver of shrouds, a woman tasked with the delicate transition of souls. But tonight, she wasn't there to bury a body. She was there to bargain for a soul. The descent. As Alara stepped into the mouth of the fissure, the temperature plummeted. This was the threshold of the Infernal Deities, the architects of the quiet places. The first she encountered was Morthos, the gatekeeper of iron. He was not a skeleton or a monster, but a titan of cold, black metal, his face a featureless mask. He stood before a door made of calcified bone. Why does the living seek the architecture of the dead? Morthos's voice was like grinding stones. I seek the Shadow King, Alara replied, her voice trembling but clear. My brother's thread was cut too short. The fates misread the loom. Morthos stepped aside, his massive form creaking. The fates do not err, little weaver. They only finish. But if you wish to argue with the architect of ends, walk the path of ash. The City of Sighs. Alara descended further, entering the underworld proper. It was not a pit of fire, as the priests preached, but a vast, silent necropolis of grey marble and silver rivers. This was the domain of Lethe, the goddess of forgetting. Lethe sat by a fountain of shimmering, milky water. To drink was to lose one's name, one's love, and one's pain. Around her wandered thousands of spirits, their faces peaceful but empty. He is not here, Lethe whispered as Alara passed. Your brother still clings to his name. He is in the Obsidian Keep, where the stubborn ones go. Alara hurried past, covering her mouth so as not to breathe in the mist of the fountain. She felt the eyes of 1,000 minor spirits, the Keres, harbingers of violent ends, perched on the eaves of the grey buildings like crows, waiting for her to stumble. The Obsidian Keep. At the heart of the underworld stood the keep. It was the throne of Acheron, the king of the infernal. He was the god of finality, the one who ensured that what was gone stayed gone. The throne room was lit by soul fire, a cold, blue radiance that cast no shadows. Acheron sat upon a throne of compressed coal, his eyes two burning embers in a face of pale alabaster. Beside him stood Hecatia, the mistress of crossroads, holding a torch that revealed the many paths a soul could take. Alara of Oakhaven, Acheron spoke, and the very floor vibrated. You bring the scent of pine and rain into my kingdom of dust. It is an insult. I bring a plea, my lord, Alara said, kneeling. She held out a spool of golden thread, her brother's life cord, which she had managed to snatch from the shears of the fates during his final breath. This thread has 10 years of silk left upon it. It was cut by a fever, not by time. Hecatia leaned forward, her three faces turning to look at Alara from different angles. The fever was the tool, girl. The result is the law. If we return one, the balance tips. The earth will groan under the weight of an extra soul. Then take mine in 10 years' time, Alara offered. Shorten my path to lengthen his. Give him the decade the loom promised. The bargain of the underworld. Acheron exchanged a look with Hecatia. The infernal deities were not cruel, but they were precise. They were the cosmic accountants of existence. You would trade the warmth of the sun and the breath in your lungs for a ghost? Acheron asked. He is not a ghost yet, Alara said. He is a boy who hasn't seen the sea. The god of death stood. He took the golden thread from her hand. With a flick of his wrist, he tossed it into the air. The thread didn't fall. It floated, glowing brighter until it vanished, weaving itself back into the tapestry of the upper world. It is done, Acheron declared. But mark this, weaver, the infernal do not forget a debt. In 10 years, when the autumn leaves turn the color of dried blood, Morthos will not wait at the gate. He will come to your door. The return. Alara woke at the edge of the great fissure. The sun was rising, a thin line of gold breaking over the horizon. She stumbled back to the village, her limbs heavy and her hair turned prematurely white at the temples, the mark of one who had walked the path of ash. In the small cottage at the edge of town, she heard a cough, followed by the sound of a glass breaking. She burst through the door to find her brother sitting up, his cheeks flushed with life, looking confusedly at his own hands. He lived. He saw the sea. He fell in love. And for 10 years, Alara watched every sunset with a smile of defiance. For she knew that the infernal deities were not just the masters of death, but the guardians of the value of life. When the black metal shadow of Morthos finally appeared in her garden a decade later, Alara didn't scream. She put down her needle, took his cold iron hand, and walked back into the dark, knowing she had won the only bargain that ever mattered.